What's up, class? Evans here. Today I'm going to show you the basics of Onshape, a professional engineering drafting tool. And I want to show you how simple concepts with geometry and complex are mixed into Onshape in order to create these 3D shapes that you're looking at. And of course, it can get significantly more detailed than this. But many of the things that you've learned in geometry, you'll see is inside of here to make these shapes. So let's get started right away. When you log into Onshape, you should have a page like this, except for you probably don't have anything yet. And to get started, we're going to hit Create, and then go down to Document, and we're going to type in the name of today's assignment, Geometry Practice. And I'm just going to put 1, and I want you to put a space and then put what class period you are. I'm going to put 9, and then I want you to put your initials. So Geometry Practice 1, and then what class period you are, and then your initials, and then hit Create. So immediately you're going to see that a window opens up, and we have these 3 quadrilaterals here. And what you're actually looking at is 3 work planes. And this is the same as the definition of a plane that I've taught you, where it is a dimensionless thickness, but it's kind of like a 2D surface that extends on forever. So, and just like we do in math, we tend to just draw sort of a boundary to explain where the things on the plane exist. But this is 3 intersecting planes. We have a plane for a front-facing view, a plane for a right-facing view, and a plane for a top-facing view. And just as an example, if I open up something that we're doing in my engineering class, front would be like this, or top would be like this. These are just views. But originally, it starts off as a plane where you could start sketching. All right, let's get straight to drawing. So let's draw a couple of shapes. In order to draw anything, you have to start with a sketch, and you have to choose where you want to put it. Tend to start on the front view. I'm going to come over here to what's called the view cube. You may see me click it already, and click front so that it turns to face me. And I want to draw a few shapes. I want to draw a square. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click this rectangular tool, and I'm going to draw a square. And now in order for it to be square, all sides need to be equal. So I'm going to press 2 on my keyboard. I'm not clicking anything. I'm pressing 2, enter, 2, enter. And now I have a square. These are called dimensions. Now, I want to draw also a triangle. So I'm going to draw a triangle down here. I'm just going to click in 3 places and make a triangle. Now, I want my triangle to be flat on the bottom, just like the square. So there's an area here called constraints. We take the drop-down menu, and I want to force this bottom part to be horizontal. So I'm going to come and click on the bottom one, and it's going to tilt it to be horizontal. And you know what? I want it to be an isosceles triangle. So an isosceles triangle, 2 of the sides are equal. So I'm going to say this side equals that side. And if I wanted it to be equilateral, then I'd click the bottom. But I don't want it to be equilateral. I'm going to click this tool here, and it's called a dimension tool. And I'm going to say, you know what? I want the bottom to also be, let's make it 3 inches. And I want the top here, the height of it to, you know, let's make them both 2. Make them comparable. There we go. That matches a little better. And I want it kind of lined up too. So I want this 2 to be lined up with this. And I could do that by telling it that I want this point and this point to be vertical to each other. And if you didn't catch what I did, I just clicked this vertical tool right here. Next, we're going to draw a circle. Now, to move around, what I'm using is the wheel on my mouse. And if I click and hold, I can also, well, let me hit escape. If I click and hold with the mouse wheel, I can also drag around the drawing page. And now let's add a dimension. 3, enter. Now, I've drawn my 3 shapes, and I'm going to hit the check mark, and I'm going to click them at an angle here, drag them around a little bit. And I want to now make these into 3-dimensional shapes. So the difference between 2D and 3D in this case is just what's called an extrusion. And it's this button up here that kind of looks like cubes. I'm going to click on that, and I want to click on my 3 shapes. And actually, I want to send them backwards, and I want to make them go about 4 inches. And there we go. We have 3 shapes, a cylinder, a rectangular prism, and a triangular prism. Now with this, I have a volume and I have a total surface area. But I want to show you lateral surface area for comparison. So we're going to hit sketch, and we're going to hit the front view again and click from the front, and we're going to draw the exact same thing. We're going to draw a rectangle that's 2 by 2. That's 2 enter 2. We're going to draw a triangle that has a horizontal base that is a dimension of 2 by 2, and its sides are equal, making it isosceles. And we're going to have a circle that is 3 in diameter. I also want to add a little bit more, and I'm going to click the horizontal button and say I want this point and this point to be horizontally aligned. And I want this point and this point to be horizontally aligned. And now, you know what? That triangle's off to the side. Let's use vertical and say I want the end of this triangle and the end of this square to also be horizontally aligned. I guess what's left is a circle. So I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard. I'm going to come over to the circle and get that circle shape. Right click and click use. And I want the centers of my circles to be kind of lined up. All right, let's go forward with that. I'm going to hit the check mark. I'm going to look at it at an angle. And I'm going to come over here to extrude. And it automatically goes to solid as before, but this time I'm going to click surface. And I want to get all of the surfaces, the lines that I just drew, and I want to send them back. I'm going to make them the same distance, 4. Enter. And hit the check mark. So now this is the difference between a surface, total surface area, and lateral surface area. I'll kind of spin it so you can see. See how the bases aren't included? That's a lateral. It's just the surface, the outside surface, but not the tops and the bottoms. So that's our lateral surface area, where you can see inside of it, and just the sides are shown, and our total surface area. Now let's do something a little bit fun, and we'll do another sketch off of the front view. But we're going to play around with drawing like a heart shape. So let's think about how a heart looks. I'm going to use the line tool, and it should have a line going left. I'm going to hit escape, and a line going to the right. And you see how that dotted line came up? I want that to come up. Don't let it make that symbol. Just try to keep it even. I haven't put a size yet, but I do know that these need to be equal. So I'm going to hit equal and click both of these so that they're equal in size. And now I'm going to click Align tool, and I'm going to click on the very bottom point of the heart, and I'm going to go straight up. And then I'm going to right click Escape Line, and I'm going to click on my line. I'm going to right click it and go to Construction. This is so that it doesn't try to use that in extrusions. So it's just kind of like an extra line that we use to draw with. I'm going to show you one more tool, and that is a 3-point arc. So I'm going to click on this point, and I'm going to come over and click somewhere on here, my center line, and I'm going to just go out a little bit. I don't want to make a very obvious heart yet. I'm just constructing it. I'm going to do the same to the other side. So now I've got my badly drawn heart. Now I want to show you another cool tool, and it's called tangent. Tangent means that you're just barely touching a circle. If you look at the symbol there, it's like a circle with a line. It's saying that you're touching a circle at a single point, as opposed to like crossing it at multiple points, 2 points. So tangent means it just touches the circle once. In this case, I want this line to only touch this circle at 1 point, which means it kind of like a very smooth transition. Before, it was kind of like a quick bend. With tangent, it's kind of a smoother transition for it. I want to give some dimensions to this, and I want this to be a radius of 1. And this to be a radius of 1 as well. There we go. And now I think we should play around with the angle here. So I'm going to click the dimension tool, and I want to click both of these so that it gives me an angle. So we can choose whatever angle we want. Let's see what 30 is no good. We were close to 60. Maybe let's do 75. That's starting to look better. 75. Let's see what 90 looks like. Oh, that's weird. Let's make sure that this side is also tangent. Boy, it's got a lot of complaints for us. Well, maybe 90 is no good. Let's go back to 75. No, now 75 doesn't look that great. Let me try tangent again. What it didn't like, I'll show you as I did tangent here and here, it did not seem to like this, so I'm just going to click on that and press delete on my keyboard. I'm not sure why I didn't like it. So choose an angle that you think looks good. This is 75. I kind of like the way 90 looked. But choose an angle that you like. You can play around with the sizes and hit the check mark. And then we're going to extrude it as a solid. And back. And I'm going to hit the check mark. But you know what? Hearts tend to be red, so that's part 4. I'm going to right click and go to edit appearance and make it red. All right, so now that you have all of this, what you're going to do is you're going to send me this. So to do that, you go to share. You're going to click here, and you're going to click on justin.evans@hsd.org, which is me, so it's not there because I'm logged into that. So you're going to type in justin.evans@hsd.org. As you type it, you're going to see my face come up, and you need to hit share. Let me share to my dummy account. It needs to be the one that says justin.evans. But you have to hit share in order for that to work. I'm going to send it to a different Justin account. See, it puts it up here. You're going to see my face on here. And then you need to go to link sharing, this tab over here, and click turn on link sharing. And then copy to clipboard, and then you need to come over to geometry and come to the assignment. And hit Start Assignment. Click here, Control V to paste, and then press Enter so it's a link I can click. And then Submit Assignment. And that will send me what you just made. So I'll receive that. This allows me to double check your numbers, and this allows me to jump straight to your file. Once you're done, send it to me, and I hope you enjoyed Onshape, and I hope you'll enjoy the next couple assignments that we do as you play around with this professional tool. Thanks. Bye.